Stress makes you look, hell, what?
You become evil.
You're evil. You're old hag. Oh, little bitch. You gonna have be an old. Stress gonna make you be an old bitch with a bunch of 10 cats. Walking around with bags and shit. And you shirts too, sweaters too fucking big. You gonna hurt your back. Dragging all those bags like that. Shout out to Erykah Badu, because she helped me through some stressful times. Her music shit. You know, but for real, no, stress is a killer. All right. Cheers, ladies.
Cheers, ladies.
Cheers. Yeah.
What we drinking? A rosé?
A rosé.
Let me taste it.
This was made in South Africa, but it's an escape to South Africa. It's a product of France.
Oh.
It's okay.
It's one of my favorite summertime.
Yeah. It's very nice. It's very refreshing. Yeah, I like it.
I wouldn't say it's as crisp as a Sauvignon Blanc, but it is refreshing. It has more. It's a little bit drier than a Sauvignon Blanc, but not sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's all right.
A good summer.
It's okay.
This and Sauvignon Blanc, they're great summer wines. Rosé wine.
Yeah, I like it. What do you think?
I've always liked it. I enjoyed it from the first time she shared it with us at her house.
Oh, she did? I had it before.
I don't know if we had it before. Joseph definitely did.
Yeah.
But my girlfriend, one of my good child friends, put me onto it, and then it's on Oprah's favorite. Oprah's favorite was from I don't know how long ago, but she was
lovely. It's very good.
Oh, okay.
Very crisp, very refreshing. So we're talking today about managing stress.
Music do it for me all the
Oh,
time.
you took one off my list.
Anytime I really need to simmer down, music.
Now, do you listen to what kind of music?
Oh, I love R&B.
Okay.
I can do slow songs all day.
Mm-hmm.
There's times I throw on the rap and it gets ratchet in here.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, some nice, smooth, or I've gotten into listen to jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Anything saxophone, piano.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That'll zone me out real quick. And I'm noticing I'm doing it more than normal now.
lately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I probably go clean.
Okay.
I know strange, but
That's a secondary.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go clean.
Okay.
I feel like something about cleaning, it just feels like you're just releasing a lot of shit, probably. So, and I mean, cleaning could be physical sometimes, it could be the house or whatever have you. Sometimes it could be social media, or it could be just a certain area in the house or whatever have you, or just mentally just dumping everything out of your brain, like shit down. So, but for me, it's about cleaning the house.
And usually when I turn on the music, that's what I wind up doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So music, definitely, that's a huge one for me. Prayer definitely helps. Absolutely. I mean, I could go from a DMX. It depends what's stressing me out. It depends what that trigger is.
Okay.
I can go from a DMX to a Cleo Soul, which last year Cleo Soul totally saved me. It just soothes me. It can rev me up. It can take me down. It can keep me calm. So that is definitely a stress reliever for sure. I think that's something I'll probably gravitate to first, is just putting on something to just release. And then exercise is another one.
Yeah.
That definitely helps. Just get that energy out.
Yeah.
Meditation is
I'm trying
another
that.
one. Even though my mind be wandering sometimes. That's my next journaling. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I said just getting it out. People don't manage stress well. So talking about the things that they do that's probably more destructive than meditating, praying, writing in a journal, exercising, listening to music, and cleaning. People will do some destructive things to themselves to manage stress. Eating, drinking.
Yeah.
Just random sex partners. All kinds of things that they'll do that's probably more destructive than productive at managing their stress. So
before it used to be I got to 2 bottles of wine a night. And when I realized that, I didn't want to go down that route. So I had to find other ways to really get me to zone out when I needed to.
So you recognize and you caught yourself down one of those negative ways of managing stress and more positive way you manage stress.
Because I noticed that one day I was missing bottles. And I said, there's no way that I drank this much in here.
What happened to that goddamn bottle? I ain't drink that.
Exactly. Sure did. I was like, oh, yeah, I need to stop that. So, yeah, the liquor store was becoming me spending $65 for a few bottles of wine, and they all gone already. And I just bought it in here a week ago.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
That's not going to work.
But not that fast. I mean, I wouldn't say 2 bottles a day, but to the point where I knew that I drank more glasses I should have.
Because look at what we be doing. 1 bottle is what? 2 glasses if we weren't.
No, 1 bottle is 4 glasses.
Yeah. No.
She's like, 1 bottle's 2 glasses. She's filling this shit up.
I used to fill it up. She's like, and mind you, I had the bigger glass.
She said 1 bottle is typically between 3 to 5 glasses.
She said
2.
1 bottle's like 2 glasses?
Yeah.
Nah.
She said, you know, you just do this here. She was like, right here, baby. We gonna finish this off.
Yeah. Whole bottle in the glass?
You might as well take it to the head, bitch. Just take the bottle.
Yep.
Turn it up.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But as you were saying.
And when I realized that, I stopped. It didn't last long, but I noticed within the past couple of months, that's what was happening. Mm-hmm. And I had to stop that quickly. Yeah. So I just found other ways.
Some people just never catch it. They go down so far.
Yeah.
That's the only way they know how to cope at some point. They don't know how to do it otherwise.
And it wasn't even me just sitting there drinking it. It all correlated together. I turn on the music. I start looking around the house as I'm drinking. So now the music is on. I'm pouring a glass of wine and I'm cleaning. I'm going back as I'm cleaning. So you got the drinking, and I had to eliminate
How much cleaning did you actually get done?
Oh, I get a lot of cleaning done in here. Like yesterday was clean day for me.
With the wine and everything?
Yeah, I was still getting it done.
I'll sit my ass down at some point.
No, because once I sat down.
That was it?
That was it. So I couldn't sit down. So I'd be standing up in the kitchen. I'm, doing things as I'm taking a sip and then I'll go back. Yeah. Now, there was pauses, don't get me wrong, but I still got what I wanted to get done.
Yeah.
I drink some wine, little plant-based action, and that's just a de-stressor.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Cleaning to me just feels like I feel like I'm maybe scrubbing something. Just it feels like I'm punching something. Maybe the same type of thing. Because one of my other favorite things to do, you talk about exercise. I used to go kickboxing.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember you used to do that. Yeah. That gets out that energy. Yes.
That's supposed to 15 minutes of cardio because it makes you do cardio first.
Yeah.
Then you get into the kickboxing class. But yeah,
even boxing
period. That's on my to-do list to get boxing.
Mm-hmm. Going to the beach, sitting by the water.
Oh, definitely.
I could sit there all day if they let me.
I don't know, there must be a terminology for this. I'm not really sure what it is. I probably have to look it up. Mm-hmm. But like when you have like you just something visual that enables you to just zone out and feel relaxed, like the ocean, like looking at logs in a fire, like at the fireplace. Yeah. Like what the
rain sometimes?
Sometimes the rain. I don't know what that. Now I gotta look it up, but it's something about that can just bring you down notches. Like I can literally. That's when you talk about vacation. Put me on the beach. I just want to see the sunsets. If I'm cool with it in the morning, I might want to see the sunrise. Yeah. I love a good sunset. Yeah. Little boat passing in the horizon. Yeah. Just watching the slow waves and hearing laughter here, a little bit of music there. Like that's my vibe, you know?
Like it blocks out the bigger, like the...
Yeah, I can totally zone out to that. Yeah. It's just like relaxing with a little drink in hand. Just a little.
Just like the couple of times we went on vacation. I was more content with just sitting on the beach all day. We had to do nothing.
That's my vacation.
Yeah,
exactly. Just keep the drinks coming and just
just relax it. Just to sit in there, and it's because it's a different kind of quiet. Your mind is not racing.
Yes,
there are people who tend to think that they do well under stress. Like I think I was one of those people at one time where I felt like So I was a big procrastinator,
Mhm.
and I like things that had a long window of getting done versus something that had a short window of getting done. I enjoyed the shorter window
Yeah.
projects and the long
Mhm.
window projects. But I realized like I don't manage stress as well as I thought I did.
Mhm.
I think some people either they do or they just believe that they do. They just function like that. They function under high stressful situations. And
There's
feel
people that do.
performing and doing well in that space. But I was one of those people who thought that too, and I learned differently that I'm not.
I thrive better under stress, especially when I'm at work. But then there's times that I need to decompress. No matter how stressful it is, even when I'm going to sleep. I got 12 different things going on in my head, and it takes a long time for me to turn all that off.
How do you do that?
Now the room has to be completely dark. I cannot see any form of light, no nothing. It has to be dark for me. And I've tried those
mask?
blindfolds.
The blackout?
And it's not. That doesn't work for me. As long as there's nothing blinking or anything on in the room. And that's why I got the dark.
They'll tell you that specifically you should not have a television in your bedroom. The bedroom is meant to go to sleep, right? So
No, it's not meant to go to sleep.
Well, besides that,
I've been good all day. I'm sorry.
one of the things that you're supposed to do in a bedroom is go to sleep, right? And they'll tell you that you shouldn't have a TV in your room because with the TV, well, there's no more cable boxes. But back then, it would be a television, it'd be a cable box, it'd be
something is lighting.
It'd be something lit in your room, and your brain can't really turn off. They'll even say, like today, they'll tell you, make sure, like you have to have bring yourself down type of routine.
Yeah,
get ready for bed routine. Basically, is what they call it, right? I can't say I follow all those rules, but the main rule is like no screen time, no TV, nothing that stimulates the brain, or whatever.
And this is why I don't watch TV in the bedroom, even though I have a TV in there. Yeah. Once I leave the living room and go into the room, that's it.
And I watch TV.
I used to be like that until my mom passed. When my mom passed, I went right back to having a TV in my room, and I cannot go to sleep without TV.
And so that drive me crazy. I can't.
Probably not even 10 minutes
before
I popped out. So I put it on, turned down really low. But I had I had the blackout curtains. Nothing in my room.
Still wasn't.
No TV, no nothing. And I used to sleep really well. So I sleep well again now. But so I gotta get rid of the TV.
Only thing that's messing me up is before, if I plugged my phone in, if I left it out here, I would go in the room without it. I can't do that now because I got to be able to hear somebody calls me about my mom and stuff like that. So as long as I have it face down or I have it set where between do not disturb. Yeah.
That's my friend. That's my cell phone friend.
DND?
Yeah.
But see, I didn't even set it up that way. I guess the iPhone, that's the one thing I will say. It noticed when I was not messing with it. So now it automatically set.
It'll set it for you. Or
you don't hear it beeping or nothing between this time. So I will say that's a plus for iPhones.
That's been my friend for a long time. I've been using D&D for a very long time. Because them daggone notifications, man, you don't sleep. You don't get up and sleep.
Let me ask you a question. When did you realize like you're at your max point when it comes to stress and you're like, okay, I gotta do something? Like when is that? You don't have to tell me the situation, but what are some of the things that you notice like in your body and the way you move and the way you interact with people? What are some of those things
that causes me stress?
Nope. That make you realize that whatever the situation is, you're at your breaking point. So how does your body respond to that? How do you respond, not even just your body, but your interactions with other people? Like when you realize that it's something else, but it's causing you to...
I'm snappy. Yeah. I'm very short-tempered. Very short-tempered. Everything bothers me. I feel it in my shoulders. I feel it,
it's the tension.
Like my body just aches. But I'm very, very short, and I know that I'm being snappy and short, but I'm really caring. And then I'll feel guilty later, but at that moment,
you just don't care. Yeah.
And see, that's the difference. I would care. That's why the moments when we're communicating on the phone and I'm having a moment, if I don't say anything or if I'm quiet, that's me preventing me from saying something out of turn to either one of y'all when we're working. And so I've just noticed I'm choosing when to snap because I can get nasty.
Mhm.
And I've been told quite a few times that I have gotten nasty for no reason at them.
Mhm.
No, I'm a firm believer, and I used to tell my girls too, like, because I had to learn that by myself. Like,
Mhm.
whatever's going on with me, this doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the person that's standing in front of me
Yeah.
at that moment, right? There was certain women go through things, right? So that certain time of the month, especially specifically, I learned to like, I just need to be by myself. I don't need to interact with anybody because it's not that I want to be that way. It's just their hormones or whatever. I'm just that way. So I be by myself. And that was one of the things that taught to my girls because I knew that if I could hurt their feelings because I'm going through whatever at that moment, they can hurt my feelings the same way because they're going through the same shit that I'm going through. So it's like, just
put that boundary. Yeah.
Week's not the week or whatever. I just need to be by myself. I need to be alone. So you can respect that. Cause I respect that versus you snapping at me. And so I try to be the same way.
Yeah.
I will notice though, these past, I want to say 9 months, there's little things that actually hurt my feelings now where it didn't before. Like I just didn't give two shits.
I think that's hormonal though.
And yes, and I'm noticing that now. And there's just like certain situations or certain conversations that I'm having. Somebody will say something or do something, and I'll take it personal, even though I shouldn't have. I know how it was supposed to be meant, but that didn't negate how I felt at that moment when it was said.
Yeah.
So
but that's another way of managing stress too. Is not to take certain things personal, because that's another thing that I learned too in managing my stress. And
it's been hard.
Well, like I was always that way. Everything to me was personal.
Okay.
I've learned lately that everything is not personal, and don't take it that way. Like, get out of your head. It's not about you. And even if it was it that serious enough for me to be stressing about it? No. So, what about you? How are you?
A plant action.
Well, we talked about like a lot of the music, the we talked about it. I mean, like, look, I just try to in terms of like answering my own question when the triggers for me, like going back to the question around when do you realize that you're at your breaking point? I think I try to learn to just separate myself from folks. If I feel like even might be triggered by anything, I just, like, to your point, you just be quiet. Just remove yourself from the situation. Don't answer it because you might take something out on somebody. I might take something, and that's not my intent because I'm going through something. So I just remove myself until I get grounded and to do some self-reflection to figure out, okay, well, what triggered me? Why did I wake up this way? What triggered me to feel this way? And then let me go deal with that first, because if you don't, and you kind of push things to the wayside, you get to a breaking point.
Yeah.
And I can't. So I always try to figure out like what is causing me to feel this way, and let me get to the root cause and try to unpack that. Yeah, whatever that is. And if it involves another person, then I got to have that conversation.
Right.
And if they not, and this is where, if they're not willing, I can't talk to you right now, I'm going to bang out a text because I got to get it out. Yeah. And you could do it, you could figure it out. You sit with that and figure out what you're going to do with it. But I got to get it out. And then once it's out, I'm like, all right, now let's move on.
But in those certain situations, how much do you care that they really know what you're feeling? And I understand the getting it out piece. Because there's many ways to get it out. You could vent to somebody else, you could write in your journal, you could do whatever. But is it the fact that you need them to know?
I just need them to know. And it's two things. Whatever the situation, that's what I was going with. It depends on who the person is, right? And how important they are in my life.
Yeah.
Right? Because if they're not really important, they're not the cause of my stress. It depends on what the situation. They may not be the cause of my stress. So then, most things for me, things could be challenging, but that don't mean it's causing me stress.
Yeah.
And maybe I look at it that way because I dealt with a lot of stress as a kid, So I guess too, my barometer for it may be higher than others. Like stuff that may be really stressful for somebody else, that's not stressful for me. It's like, all right, let's,
And that's what I mean. Like, is it that important is it more about that person? No, and I guess your answer is like, it depends on who the person is.
Yeah, it depends.
It depends on,
It all depends. Depends on what they mean.
But you want to fix whatever the problem is.
Or you don't want it to escalate to anything else.
No, I just got to, and so I'd say what I got to say and then keep it moving, right? I just try to, if I especially now moving in this chapter of my life and dealing with menopause, and that's all the hormonal changes and what that brings, I could get turned up real fast. And I've always can be turned up, but like real, like that engine's like, you know,
from 0 to
150. You know, I try to, because I know that, and I'm trying to be mature about the situation and not be petty betties or whatever. I will just remove myself. And then, and even if, you know, certain events, sometimes has nothing to do with the event, has nothing to do with the people. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. But I just know if I'm not going to be showing up as my best self or really wanting to interact, I got to fall back. I got to just be like, I ain't coming. And it has nothing to do with that person, the invite. It's me. Like, I'm not good right now.
That's in knowing yourself.
You know?
Put yourself in a situation that's going to add more.
That I got to put on a fake smile. And I'm pretty good with that. I could do that when I need to. But I'm just at a point in my life, I don't care. Let me take that back. I don't care, yes. But I'm at a point in my life where I'm choosing me first. So, yes, I got the invite. Has nothing to do with, or whatever it is, right? Has nothing to do with that person. It's me. So I'm going to handle me first, and then I will put myself back in the world. But I think the problem with that is people don't respect that.
They don't respect it.
You know?
Some of it don't understand it because they're not there yet.
That's true.
Or they just don't respect it. Or they don't care. They don't care because it's all about
them.
What they want.
But it also depends, as I said, on who the person is.
Yeah.
Because if it's somebody that you care about, you got to respect that.
No. What we're saying is...
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying it all depends on the person.
If they know you, if the person knows you well enough.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we know each other well enough. Like, I know when this chick ain't answering shit, she's not messing with us right now. She's not dealing with us. She doing what she need to do.
But it has no reflection on y'all.
No, and I know that.
Yeah.
I know you well.
I'm just...
know that I'm not going to take it personally.
Yeah.
But some people don't realize that.
Who don't understand it. They say they know you. They say they're your friend. Like,
but they don't get it.
Really, my friend? I mean, I don't care. You could be 13, 14, whatever, plus years. Are you really my friend? If you're not understanding that at this moment in time, I need space. Space.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against you.
It's just me. I'm dealing with me. A lot of people don't get, and to your point, is because they make it about them.
Right.
Why you don't want to come? Why you want? And it's like, it's not about you. I'm just so here's what can happen. I could come.
My call.
I could, and then when I blow up,
why you not?
Because you say some dumb shit
or that.
You know what I'm saying? Now I answered, and now I'm with you because you say you would have been me, and then I fucking answer, and now you done said some dumb shit, and then I said something, you know, with my slick mouth, and now when I could have just not answered,
and could have just left,
and just left it, leave it be.
You have that. You're not respecting me and myself, but now we have this whole other shit because you kept fucking poking the bear. Now I responded. I answered it. Now we have something else to talk about.
You see what I'm saying? So I think sometimes two people, you know, there's a saying that's going around now, but I don't know. It's going around when you read the comments on social media, but I don't know if people really understand. Like, you just never know what someone's going through, man. Yeah. You just got to leave people be. When they say no, they fucking said no. You just never know. And another thing too, like, we just don't understand, I think, sometimes in that same vein, because they're going through something that there's a fine line between wanting to lend a hand to help because it's genuine understanding, but also understanding and respecting that person's boundaries, that some people just want to, like, they got to sit with things themselves. And for a little bit to figure it out, you know?
Yeah. It still goes back to knowing the person, right?
Yeah.
Because while that person said, I need space in this moment, in this second, because they got to deal with whatever is stressing them out. But how long do you let them do that, right? So at some point you feel like, listen, okay, a day, maybe 2 days. On the third day, bitch, you good?
Yeah. I feel you.
You know, something like that. Like, we're not saying step back and remove yourself completely from them. Give them the space that they need. Yeah. But check just out. Yeah. They're coming out of whatever funk that they're in, or something more is going on.
Oh, I'm doing pop-ups.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever you need to do. Yeah.
It's just a point of knowing the difference of me in a little funk right now. I got to deal with this shit, and I'm be out of pocket for a minute versus I was totally remove myself from the world.
Yeah.
I think also too, like sometimes people don't understand. So we will talk more like the hormonal imbalances about menopause in another taping. But if you wake up and you're just feeling down, and then the stressors of the world are on you, whatever you want to call it, right?
You know, you got to look what you got ahead of you then.
Yeah, whatever it is, right? So, but when you get on the phone with somebody and they say, "Oh, I just don't understand how you could be stressed," because they're on the outside looking in at my life, but based on what they perceive. Well, what's what's wrong with you? You got your husband, you got this, you got that, you got that. So what the hell's your problem? You just don't know,
nigga.
And sometimes, but it has nothing. And sometimes, because you know what people do? They put it on superficial shit. Like, oh, is it your husband? It has nothing to do with my husband. I love my husband. He's been matter of fact, kudos to him for last year, because I was something else last year because of my changes and me, whatever. But it has nothing to do with him. Some people, they want to put it on like, it must be this. It must be that. No, it's
because that's something.
I'm out of whack.
Probably going through some crazy
shit too.
It's very much projecting.
Are we going through the same thing?
We ain't going through no.
But he going through something.
Actually, we don't. And we don't. Your shit is your shit.
My shit is
my shit, right? But
we friends though. So your shit is my shit, and my shit is
But don't get me wrong. Now, granted, there are some
type of what kind of friend level you at.
Depending on what kind of friend, because even going through my shit, I did have friends that. Like, I think the bond even got more solidified because they were going separate shit, but still shit. They can, you know what I'm saying? They can understand. They can, like, yo, this is some realness, right? So there was
it's almost like
the bond.
Friends that have kids and friends that don't have kids.
They can't speak language. So you have that, right? But what's interesting is you have people that really try to project, and it's like that's when I gotta get like, you know what? And now what I'm learning, so I'm not being so vicious with my tongue and how I respond to people, and just because, you know, historically I used to be very like, bah! So I'm trying to, I just say, you know what? I gotta go. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
I gotta go. You know?
We talked about this in another episode. We talked about just not entertaining.
You said that. Don't engage. Don't engage.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes like, I gotta go. And then it just leave it alone, because, and to me, I feel like that is a sign of maturity.
Yeah,
Because I could cuss you out.
Right.
I could. Then it'd be a whole nother thing, and that will morph into something else. And so now it's like, I gotta go, because for me, what's worth more is you don't understand. I am not in a place in my life where I will even explain to you what it is going on. And that's I just can't.
Yeah.
And I may care about you. I may love you. But for right now, like I said, I am choosing me.
And I think if more people actually did that piece of it, choose themselves and found ways to do. And listen, I know it's not easy. Everybody has their own ways of coping with things, right? But if they just try and figure it out and do the work, whatever that work may be, that means
you gotta say that one more time. Do the work.
Do the work.
People don't do the work.
Is like, you know, therapy, coach, exercise.
People don't want to do that, baby.
Whatever you need,
they want to do that
to get the shit out, or whatever is weighing on you. And now listen, people have different things weighing on them, and we're not making light of any one situation, anyone dealing with stress, however they deal with stress. I just think the important message is that try and figure out what your stresses are.
Yeah.
Figure out how you can
those triggers,
those things, and
yes.
And if it means just taking yourself out of the situation, because you know this is putting me over here, and I don't want to be over here. Remove yourself to a place where you can be at peace, or you can decompress and you can figure out what the hell's going on before you engage with these people or with anybody or with life or whatever. It's just it's managing stress it leads to a whole bunch of other things, like you have depression, you have thoughts that, you know, it's like
crazy thoughts sometimes.
I just don't want to say what the thoughts are, but like thoughts and stuff like that. And it's just, I think if we can just do better about trying to identify those things.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to do it by yourself,
get help. Get help. Absolutely.
Just take care of yourself, because stress will
kill you. It will kill you.
It will kill you.
And it starts with little shit.
And it makes you look
stress makes you look, hell, what?
You become evil.
You're evil. You're old heck. Oh, little bitch. You gonna have be an old stress gonna make you be an old bitch with a bunch of 10 cats. Walking around with bags and shit. And your shirt is too, your sweater's too fucking big. You gonna hurt your back. Dragging all those bags like that.
Oh my.
Shout out to Erica Badu, because she helped me through some stressful times on music shit. You know, but for real, no, stress is a killer. Stress will make you have certain like things in your body.
Things that you don't.
It can help.
You said what?
It can
make you do things you don't want to
do.
Yeah, no. Stress may kill somebody. No, for real. No, it does make you do things you want to do. Your skin get messed up. You got acne. You eat. You're overeating. You're
undereating.
You're undereating. You're losing weight. You're gaining weight. You're indulging. In bad activities. It causes things in your body. If you are already susceptible to certain diseases, stress will amplify that and bring it out more.
Yep.
So it's like, I wish people would choose themselves more to take care of whatever it is that you need to take care of so that you don't have the stress and because it also could lead into depression.
Yes.
Which you talked about a little bit. And then there's signs there where you by yourself and you're trying to figure out, that's a whole nother thing. I don't want to go there, but take care of yourself.
Your kids stressing you out. Fuck them kids.
Now listen here. We done had too many episodes where we said that shit.
Your kids stressing you out.
Now,
let them know you're stressing me out. I need time. It's like, stop stressing me out.
and even with telling them that they don't give a fuck, so fuck them kids.
No. So here's what I will say. If you're gonna take that approach, because these bitches.
It just means going on strike.
Wait.
Washing all the dishes.
Or not answering the phone like they do you.
No, what I'm gonna say is, if you do want to tell your kids that, no, real talk. It starts with, if you're gonna try to have that type of relationship with your kids, that you can actually say, "Hey, mommy's not really doing well right now." That actually starts when they're younger. When you teach them a minute, and they learn that too.
Yeah.
When it's like, you know what, mommy's not doing really well right now. And they may ask. I'm talking about when they're 4 and 5, when they can interpret feelings, and you should be talking to them, teaching them about feelings. And then they'd be like, "Oh, you know what? I'm dealing with a very difficult situation right now. And it's an adult situation. Because they may ask what? Yeah. And it's an adult situation. So mommy has to really just deal with it and process it. So I need you to go play with your trucks, or I need you to go play with your dolls just for a little bit until mommy can figure this out." If you start that, then they'll know. And then they even they'll start to learn how to process their own emotions. Like, you know what? I'm not, because all the children do is emulate their, the people they're around for the most part, to a certain degree. So
that experience.
Yeah.
I was in a high stressful job, and I used to literally come home with only energy to literally give him a hug and a kiss and go to bed. So it was a lot of, what do y'all want to order out? Because I was in a high, I couldn't function to give my kids what they needed from me as a parent, which means leave that job, of course, because it's not fair to them, but it also wasn't fair to me. So you have to take care of yourself. So when I said, fuck them kids, I don't mean that. I just mean take care of yourself so you can take care of them.
Yeah, I feel you. So, I understand. I'm just, I'm making jokes and everything like that.
Yeah.
But
all in fun.
It's all in fun.
And our own opinions.
Our own opinions. This is not, listen, we
no medical.
We ain't medical. We're not doctors, nurses, none of that. This is our own opinion based on our own experiences. Yeah. So take it like you want to take it. Do with it with the information like you want to do.
But even with sharing with them at an early age, now as an adult, you would think that they have a better understanding.
They'll get there.
This is why.
Sometimes they'll get there. You're going to get their call. And let me tell you, I know you're going to get this.
I got one already. I'm waiting for the other two.
They're going to come. My brother did it with my mom. And she called me bragging. Your brother called me and told me he really understands why I, was on top of him like this, and the third. They're going to call you.
It just sometimes it takes longer than others. You know,
talk about siblings. I'm talking about these fucking kids.
No, but she's trying to say, "Oh Jesus,
my mother has to hear it."
I know.
And I've heard it too. Actually, I've heard it early. It didn't take my kids long I still feel like they should tell me more often.
Often, yeah.
Well, I think this goes on to another topic, so to speak, but like kids, like how do our kids look at us? Just same way, like how did we look at our parents? It's almost like they're like a superhero. At some point when they're really young, you're that's what I'm saying. You are their superhero. You know everything. You have all the answers when they're like 3, 4, 5. And then when they start to really develop a little bit more and get a little exposure to other, you
tell them.
But that's when so then things change. But I think at some point, that superhero, you the one that got my back at all times, blah, blah, blah. That keeps, it may morph and change into different things, but they still hold you to a higher power.
Absolutely.
And now you are, in your 30s, 40s, 50s or whatever, depending on when you had kids, but your kids become in the 30s, and they somehow still hold on to that. They forget, I think some, not all kids, but some children forget as they become adults that their parents were
kids
too. Their parents were their age. When you were 20 and think about, like, when you think about, okay, so obviously we had my kids young. So when I was in my 20s or whatever versus my kids, like, they forget that we were that age too. Like, we were human. We would, so
they don't think us.
They don't think you.
Human.
They don't think you like a superhero.
How many times you tell your kids when I was your age?
They're not thinking that.
It
waits until they have their own kids. Then they start to understand.
They don't never think I haven't been their age. It's like, but we say it to them when I was your age, when I was your age, when I was your age. Like, why do we need to say that to them? Because they never looked at us. They don't. The wrong person.
The person. So, and the thing is that we're not only human, but we do have feelings, and
they don't think that at all.
No, we do have feelings. We have feelings just like them.
Well, they don't.
So they don't. But sometimes you got to pop out and show them.
Go on strike and hide the issue.
I pull out that baseball bat.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, but you got to sometimes just show them, like, I'm human just like you. And I think too, maybe it's that we as parents need to have more dialogue and conversations with our kids. And when they're younger, I think if you teach a kid compassion, they'll exhibit compassion. And I'm not just talking like I used that example earlier, but I mean, like, really teaching them, these are my feelings. And then even bringing it back to something, like, sometimes they don't you could say, like I mentioned, mommy's not doing really well, I need you to go play. Then you got to go back and follow that up with, remember when you weren't doing so-and-so? Like, pull something that they can tie it to and connect the dots. Because they don't understand
the emotion with the action. Yeah.
Exactly. Because they might just be like, this bitch is crazy right now.
Every day. Every week she
do all that, She get off all I know is she got off the phone. She hung it up and now she angry. But they don't understand. So you got to tie it back to, remember when so-and-so did this? Yeah. So mommy had to deal. It's the same. You remember how you felt? You got to tie that shit back so they understand. And then this is how I deal. And teaching them to try to connect with their feelings. Now, one thing I will say with the millennial population, and I know y'all get on gentle parent and all that stuff, but what I will say is they have more of a connection of doing that with their children than our generation. And obviously our parents weren't doing that shit. Yeah. And I just think that is some, so while I don't, you know how I feel, like gentle parents to a certain degree, I'm like fine line with it, but I do believe that talk to them. Because guess what? Those little 4 and 5-year-olds, they're human too.
Yep.
They got feelings.
They sure do.
We can't be dismissive. No, they have feelings. They're human. We just have to,
I know
so we have to talk about it. And I just think we would be a better society if we just fucking communicate, I think.
Communication is... really...
People don't do it. They don't want to talk. They don't want to... Sometimes showing some elements of vulnerability is like signs of weakness. When people don't want to share that. Now, I will say, probably another podcast conversation, but some things, it's all nuanced.
Okay.
So showing vulnerability is nuanced, and depending on how long you've known the person and all that stuff. I'll say that. But when you are in a relationship with someone, I feel like there should, and a longer term, not that you just met them, I feel like there should be some signs of, here's like really real good down home, real conversations. So you can get to know them. And we ain't doing that. I mean, I ain't out there, but you know what I'm saying? I just don't think that's happening enough. Everyone's put on a facade.
And yeah.
There's a filter on everything. There's a filter on their lives. There's a filter on what they look. That, you know what? That's what it is. People putting up this facade.
Another conversation, and we're going to pose this out there to you guys, and you guys can respond in the chat. But do you think that the individuals who are to continue to put on this facade are just completely unhappy with their lives, or they're just doing this because this is what they think the people want to see versus being your true authentic self is what, in my opinion, they really want to see. But like, so guys, respond in the chat in the comment section and let us know your thoughts on that, and we'll talk about it on another episode.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. This is good.
Yes, it was.
All right.
So
Cheers.
continuing to learn how to manage our stress.
Yes.
There's going to be days that we will be stressed, but continue to follow your process and just stay stress free.
Yes.
Put yourself first, man.
Put yourself first.
And fuck them kids.
Deuces.